Hey there, Scrapper Names fans, how are we all? So I'm back with another Challenge Tuesday installment, and this time I'm doing the STB March sketch challenge, which you saw at the beginning. So it's a 3-photo, well, 12 by 12 for me, layout. And these 3 photos are of my son at a golf lesson. My dad, who is a mad golfer, had signed my son up to do just have some golf practice lessons at the local golf club here, which he thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, got some shots of him having a bit of a whack of the ball. So I'm using a piece of, couldn't tell you where it's from. I think it maybe Gaze Craft. I brought it out at Spotlight like 2 or so years ago because it was in line when I took these photos, and I thought I'm going to scrap these, and I found it. I thought it was really cool. It was on clearance. Because it's the golf layout, it's like a golf course map. So yes, and then the backing for paper I'm using to mount my photos on is actually from the Maggie Holmes Bloom range. So I bought the 6x6 paper pad a little while ago because I really liked the look of it. Recently it was my little spotty haul that I did. So I wanted to crack into it and use some of the papers in this layout. So I'm using some that have like a grey and white tone to them, just to make it a little bit different. I was going to go with something blue or green, but then I thought the photos will definitely then sort of fade into that background paper. So I've chosen these ones just as a bit of a neutral palette, but enough to add a bit of bright behind the back of the photos just to make them pop them up off background pattern paper. Does that make sense? Sounds like a tongue twister then, didn't it? So that's what I'm doing here, is just matting all my photos down. I just jotted down the date on a little sticky note so that way I could remember it later on whilst journaling. And I'm just using, as you can see there, I'm not wasting, waste not, want not. I use that just to mat the other photo at the top there, that little leftover piece from the bottom paper, and that didn't faze me at all. It's got to work. I'm not going to just randomly throw that away into the scrap box because, I can make it work, as I do. So just fiddling around with the placements of these cards to sort of, photos so they fit properly. I did cut them down. They were originally printed 4x6, and I've cut them down to the smaller size. So just playing with the layers, photo mats, and placement. I didn't want it to take up too much away from that background. I wanted you to see that it was a golf, when you're looking at it, it's a golfing page. So that's, just making sure. Now this bit of grey pattern paper it actually has a deer on it. It's the white pattern you can sort of see here. And I wasn't sure if it would work because it's a different kind of colour to the other paper I've used to map my photos, the other 2 photos on, but it goes alright. It's a nice neutral colour and it works quite well. Just playing around. And I didn't mind that sort of middle photo sat on top of the picture there on the first photo at the top. You can sort of tell it's his golf buggy because the other photos have it in there. So it didn't faze me too much. It's not. At first I was a bit unsure if I wanted it covering it, but you can see the picture, so it tells the story, if that makes sense. And that's what the primary purpose here is. So just adding this tag, which actually says, I think it actually says in the bottom, one of a kind. But I'm hiding that. I just liked the black and the silver. It's glitter on it, like silver glitter. And I just thought it was a different contrasted colour. It sits really well, and the sketch sort of has a tag sitting behind the top photo. I went to put a little one there, and I was going to use it to journal. Originally, that was my thought was, well, these tags behind here can be my journaling pieces. I think I even go for a glassine bag as well, to sort of do the trick, put the tag in that slides out. You pull it out, but it doesn't work. Oh, but this tag. Now, I was unsure if I wanted this tag because it has the pink tones on it, and there's no pink in my page. So I was just like, do I want this? But it kind of sat really well. Here, I do go to use the bag. No, too big. But yeah, I kept coming back to this tag, and I think because it's got like a lighter blue, which is throughout the picture as well, the photos as well as the background paper, but the pink just gives it a different, I don't know, just it adds a different colour to it. I'm not sure whether or not because the green is so dark and so much of it that some colours or any colour will work to sort of pop them out a bit. If that makes any sense. I really don't know, but you know, to me it just looks really good. I thought it just really went well with it all. So yeah, that's what I did. I went with it and I was really happy about it. Right, so now it's time to just start committing to some of my things here, and I am, now this was a bit tricky, actually placing anything, sticking down anything on this layout. You'll see me I don't think I cut them out. I have to pull things up and re-adhere them and stuff like that because I just kept getting it in the wrong spot. It was driving me nuts, and I had to have the right placement for these photos because there's 3 of them, because they're quite large. Yeah, I had to make sure they were sitting in the right spot just so it looked balanced to me anyway. Just popping it all in place. This is a really simple layout, apart from trying to figure out the photo, and I mean you could do this layout yourself and just reduce the size of the photos. Don't print them in 4x6 and have them smaller. It might make it a little less tricky to balance them out. I ran out of staples, and since rearranging my craft area, I can't remember where I've put stuff, and because I was filming I was like in a rush, so I just used tape, which was such the wrong idea to use. But anyway, I did it. It's done. It looks alright. But yes, side note. But yeah, you could scrap this as well, or use the sketch. This could be an idea for you. But yeah, reduce the size of the photos, and I think it will make it a little easier to sort of maneuver everything around on the page. That was my only problem. And I think had I had printer ink, I probably shouldn't need to worry about it, but I might have collaged these in the Project Life app and made them smaller. So maybe it works now. I'm really happy with it. And in all honesty, my son, whose book this is going into, was watching me as I finished up, and he was really, he really liked the layout. He was like, "Oh, that looks really cool, Mum," you know, blah, 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 you know. So that was what's important to me, so I was really happy with that. Yeah, so it was a bit nice to get that feedback from him, because sometimes I do my layouts and I don't always get, and I don't look for it either, I don't need the feedback, but it's nice that they like what I'm doing for them. So just using some of these word or phrase pieces. These are from Flutterby Designs. I think this one is Try Something New. I think that one says. Now these don't have sticky on the back. You have to put some tape down to adhere them, or whatever you want to use as your adhesive. I think this is another one that has to be sticky piece that gets lifted up and moved, because I didn't have it in the right spot. And again, these little tab pieces, they're also from Flutterby Designs. I think it's one of their boy collections. Memory. So I think, just looking, this is actually number 10 of my installment videos for my Challenge Tuesday, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm keeping it rolling. I'm trying to divvy them up a little bit, and I'm back on board. My mojo's back and back into the swing of things, even though I've got a few busy weeks coming up. So yeah, leave me a comment if you've got any suggestions. If you want to see me have a crack at a challenge for March that you've seen but you're not too sure of trying yourself, by all means let me know, and I'm more than happy to take up the challenge and work with you on how to get you some ideas. Now this is my title. I use these blue glittery stickers, which I absolutely love, and I really need to try and find some more of, but I don't actually know I brought them online from a friend actually. She was destashing it and I really like them, so I need to find out the name of them. But I wasn't sure of my title at first, but I've gone It's Tiger, as in Tiger Woods, for anyone that may not be familiar with the golfing world. As I said, I have a father that's mad on golf and a brother as well, and now my son's been into it too, so yes. Now I've put the key, the bones or skeleton, whatever we want to call it, of the sketch in place. So now I'm going to play with the embellishing, which is, as I say, always when I do one of these challenges, this is always what I do with them. I do the guts of it, and then I will play with the rest, and add bits and pieces and my own touches to it, and yada yada yada. So yeah, by all means, play with a sketch. You can flip them around even, like that title's meant to be in one, it says title across the top of that photo. I've split it across the two because it's a larger title, but it's there, so it's in the right spot. So yeah, now these chipboard pieces are old. I'm not sure where they actually came from, but they've been sitting in my stash for a little bit, and I opened my drawer that they sit in actually with my other sequins, and that's pulled sequins and resin and stuff out, and I thought, oh, I might use these. These look really cool, and I debated on whether or not to paint them, but I thought that colour, just leaving them that natural colour, just tied in a little bit with the tag, as well as, again, it just adds a different element to the page, another colour palette, and another texture, I guess. Now just having a look through any of my brads and resin and all those bits and pieces in this little box of goodies here, just to see if I had anything sort of golfing-ish related, and I don't so much, but I do have this metal camera, which has like a Diamond Monty piece in the middle, which my son absolutely loved. So again, it was really nice, I must admit. When he peed over my shoulder and it was nearly done, he was, like, oh, that's really cool, Mum, and he really liked the camera, and yeah, it was really cool. Do you ever get like that when someone comments like just randomly, especially when it's for their own album, like if you've got kids or, you know, your partner or whatever, does it ever feel like, do you ever feel like, oh, that's cool, that's nice? And sometimes when you're in a bit of a mojo slump, and it's just enough to kick you off again, and you go, oh yeah, cool, my work is loved, kind of thing. I mean, I do this for the memory keeping. I say that all the time. I do like the creative aspect and the this is my time kind of thing, but I do like the fact that he really liked this layout, and being that it is so simplistic. Yeah, so, you know, for the years to come when he pulls his album out to either show his kids or look at it when he's older or whatever, you know, he'll enjoy it at least. So just pop some journaling in there just to, you know, jot down what this memory is. And as I said, it was just that my son's, I think it was his first golf lesson. My dad took some photos of him. Now I do use on this metal charm my glossy accents, because it's a heavier glue, or sorry, it's a stronger glue. It's not why I brought it, but it is a stronger glue, so it holds it in place like really quickly. Like, it didn't move within seconds of me adhering it down, which meant that it had to stay where I put it. So that's just a tip if you're using these and you get like, why am I fighting with this to stick? I find that the glossy accents, or if you've got something similar, maybe even a hot glue gun, will adhere them really well. Now I'm just adding some little wood veneer stars, which the sketch has some stars across it, in it, and I hadn't really put any down there. I think I replaced one of the stars with those chipboard arrows, or chevrons, whatever you call them. And then I just stumbled across these two little stars. Was it in the wood veneer, or it might have been in the other box? And I was like, oh, I'm going to use these. I really like them. It's really cute. So that's what I did. I'm just trying to find another piece to put there. And I used the word, as you can see, fun. So, and that just adds ties in that whole rule of 3 with wood veneer. I was really happy with the way that looked. Alright. Now just playing around and seeing if I need any more embellishments on there. I wasn't sure at first if this was finished. I toyed with some more chevron pieces there, some more acrylic pieces. I don't know if I add any more. Oh, I do add more. Sorry, I add some sprinkling of sequins just to add a bit of sparkle to that green, like very dark green background. Just going through. Now this is my son actually made me this box, and I used to use it for all my sequins, but I've moved my sequins into a bigger box now because I've got more of them, but I use that one because they were just ones that I'd scoop in and randomly use and have left over. Right, just using my tweezers just to make sure they all stick down, because I find that when you get glue on your fingers, obviously it sticks and it moves everything around. So I do think I end up... Oh no, there you go, I've stuck them all down, I must have cut it out. So I decided it needed a border, and instead of doing a usual doodly border, I decided I would use washi. I don't know why, I just looked at my washi and thought, yeah, I'm going to use a piece of that. So there it is, all finished. I do hope you've enjoyed this layout. As I said, it's for my Scrap the Boys entry. Please leave a comment, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you shortly with another process video. Thanks for watching.